Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and if you're new here, please consider liking and subscribing. And today's video will be a continuation of my review of this pump here, which is the road version of the Specialized mini pump. So I'll leave a link to this to that last video above. And today we're going to see how long it takes to use this pump to pump a mountain bike tire as opposed to the actual mountain bike version. And the reason for that is a while back I did a Crank Brothers review of a pump, and that pump had a very nifty feature where you could switch between high pressure and low pressure. And what I found during that was it was actually easier to pump at high pressure with low volume as opposed to low pressure high volume, which is this thing over here. And therefore I want to see, is it going to be actually better to pump with this pump, which is the road version, or the mountain bike version. This obviously is going to pump more air, but this should be a lot easier to pump. So guys, let's do this thing. So what I've done now is I've switched out the Epic for the camber. Seeing as I always use the camber for these tests, I've let all the air out the tire, and I can use my Blackburn digital gauge, which I'll leave a link above as to. I've done a review on that. And yeah, there's no pressure there. And there's no pressure in the tire. So what I'm going to do now is pump this to 18 psi. I'll do it both on the road version and on the mountain bike version of the pump, and basically time what's going to happen here. But this is not a scientific test of any means, because I've got to stop, from time to check the pressure and then gauge more or less how long it's going to take. It's more about the actual perceived effort that I'm going to be using to pump the tire that's more important to me than the actual time it takes to pump the tire. It doesn't help if you're in the middle of a race or something, you pull out the pump, you want to pump up the tire, and it virtually kills you. You cannot even get your breath back to carry on riding. I mean, that's just counterintuitive. So let's see which one actually comes out better here. So when using the mountain bike version, it's got a little thing where you actually click it onto the valve itself. So we're going to use that. The road version does not have that option. So let me just click it on there like that. It twists and locks into place. You just got to get a nice little footing here, or grip here. And then let's start. I can tell you now, it is already quite difficult to pump with it. And there's virtually no pressure in the tire, especially the last little bit before the end of the stroke. It is very difficult to push the tire in. So you are definitely getting quite a good workout here. And I can feel that that tire is not even nearly pumped there. Okay, take a quick little reading. Okay, so that's only 12 psi. $15.5. 17.5. Okay, exactly 18 psi. Okay, now before letting out the air again and doing the test with the road bike pump, I must tell you I'm absolutely exhausted. It's quite humid here at the moment. It's been raining and it's hot, and I can tell you now I'm sweating. So yeah, the gun's got a bit of a workout there. So this is not just a walk in the park pumping up your tire from nothing using a mini pump like this. And as I said at the end of the last video, don't consider buying any of these hand pumps if this is going to be your primary pump for pumping your tires before going on a ride. Please get a foot pump, you know, those big pumps that sit on, or that stand on the ground to pump your tires. This is not the way to go. Okay, so I'm going to take a short little break so I can give the two an even test, let the air out the tire, and then I'm going to use the road bike tire, and let's see how long that takes. The road bike pump, and let's see how long that takes. Okay, it's time for round 2 using the road pump, and I've deflated the tire once again. Yeah, it's completely flat. There we go. Now, as in the review of this road pump, the road pump doesn't actually connect to the pressed valve by twisting on. You've got to hold it on the whole time. I don't think that's going to be a problem, but let's just see how that pans out. And I'm more interested to see if this is going to be more difficult to pump than the mountain bike version, or it's going to be easier. I'm looking for easier. So let's do this thing. I'm going to hold this on here. Now, obviously, if you're on the road or something like that and you get a puncture, the tire will be the other way around. It'll probably be a lot easier to do it. But to make things fair, I'm going to keep it like this, and I'm just going to hold it on. Yeah, so initially you can definitely see that it's a lot easier to pump the tire, and that end little stroke, whereas on the mountain bike pump it's actually very difficult to do. This you don't hardly even feel it. I'm also not as out of breath with this one at this point. I don't really know how much air is in the tire. But I must say my left arm holding the actual valve on the pressure is getting tired from the downward force that I'm putting on it. Okay, let's just see what that is. Okay, that's only 6.5 psi, which I suppose can be expected because you're putting a lot less air in with each pump. Okay, I'm going to have to terminate this test over here. I've been pumping quite a lot, and really I'm sweating quite profusely. And in that whole time, I'm only at 6 psi. So in that time period on the mountain bike pump version, the tire was already pumped. And yes, it was difficult, but yeah, the tire became pumped. Whereas on the road version, yeah, I don't know how long it would actually take to pump a tire using this pump as opposed to the road, the mountain bike version. So I'm gonna have to say this is a complete failure on from a mountain bike point of view. So guys, that's it. No cardio for me this week after doing that. I must say my left arm feels like it's complete muscular failure. I was really hoping that this mountain bike version was not going to outperform the road version, but it passed with flying colors compared to this. This was actually quite embarrassing, I'm not going to lie to you. I was going to carry this with me, but no, it's pretty much useless on a mountain bike. I don't recommend anybody ever use it all that time, and I must say it's easier to pump, but you're not pumping any air into the tire. So I think by the time you got to 18 psi, I don't know, you'd be an old man, or you may have had a heart attack or something. So yeah, this is more difficult to pump, but it does get the job done, and that's why I guess they make this version. One thing I must note about these pumps is where you complete the stroke down there at the bottom. Let me just go in there a little bit more. Over here, you've got to be very careful not to get your hand stuck in there when you're pumping. That can actually be a little bit quite painful as well. So guys, hope you like this video, and if you like this kind of content, please let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.